Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am just Mike. You are watching and you are listening to episode 11 of the Rocka Wild Show. We are now heading into double digits as I move on to the next milestone, that is episode 20. As of this recording, it is March 3rd, 2025, literally a month away from my 39th birthday. And I have some things in store for you, all as you see from the title of this video. I'll be going over my top 50 Nonpoint songs of all time. That will be in the main event. Also, I'm going to look at On This Day in film and television, music, and also wrestling. Heck, I might even get into some horoscopes for this episode. Haven't done that in a while. And maybe, just maybe, I'll look at some things that are outside of the box, so to speak, if I get around to it. More on that coming up later on. But before I get underway, if you haven't done so yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Click that bell, that notification bell, to get all your notifications of the Rock On Wild Show every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Newfoundland time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Also, you can like this episode as well. Share this video with your family and friends. Tell everyone about the Rock On Wild Show and what it's all about. This is a variety type of thing where I go over a variety of topics. As you all know by now, I am your host, Just Mike. Let's get into this episode, and we're going to kick things off with a reaction to a movie review of mine that I've done all the way back in 2014. So, I am going to put on the camera. I know it is a bit dark, so I am going to get this out of the way first. And I'm going to react to a movie review of mine. A movie called The Grand Seduction. This was a movie that was filmed in the location of Newfoundland and Labrador. And it came out all the way back in 2014. And let's do this. So let's present, share screen, see the audio. All right. Let's react to a movie review of mine to kick off this episode of episode 11 of the Rock Out Wild Show, a movie called The Grand Seduction. And here we go. Gordon Pinson stole the comedy show, Jumpin' Jesus. Gordon Pinson. Hey, what is up, all movie fans in the movieverse? Welcome to the Mike McRuck Movie Review YouTube channel. And right now, I'm going to give you my review for a movie called The Grand Seduction. And this movie is a remake of a French movie called Seducing Dr. Lewis. And this movie is about a very, very small town on the coast of Newfoundland and Labrador, a harbor called Tickle Cove. And basically, haven't been there this myself, though. Very, very small harbor only has a population of 160-something people. And they're in dire needs of a doctor, which I will get to later on. And they also have financial issues as well. Their fishery business is just completely gone. So they want to be working again. They don't want to receive the welfare checks. They don't want to go to the ATM machine and cashing checks in, receiving stuff, etc., etc. So they want to be working again, and they want to take their pride back. And this is all led by one guy by the name of Murray, who's played by Brendan Gleeson. And I thought Brendan Gleeson in this movie was really good. Really good in this movie. I like that Brendan Gleeson got a major role in a
in a Canadian-made movie. I think that in most Hollywood movies, let's see more of that. That's what I really like to see. And he was just great in the movie, no complaints at all. You have Taylor Kitsch, who plays
Taylor
Dr.
Kitsch,
Lewis.
yeah,
He was really great in the
good
movie.
actor.
So in the acting department, not a lot of issues really.
Nope.
Uh,
Yeah, good acting.
uh, Going down the line, uh, basically about more about this movie is
I got a
that
wrestling poster in the background.
what
I just noticed.
these people want to accomplish is to make sure that Dr. Lewis has a warm welcome here at Tickle Cove, and they'll practically do anything to make sure that they stays, even if it's lying about everything to them, about playing cricket, about fishing and other personal issues that happen throughout this entire movie. And he meets a woman as well. And I thought the chemistry between these two actors was actually really good. Um, the woman obviously is showing signals to him that he picks up on, and so there's really good chemistry between these two as well. And and I like how they didn't play this Dr. Lewis character as a dumb guy. He was a
Yeah, me
smart guy.
too.
He is a doctor, and while throughout this movie, he was picking up signals about people lying to him. You can tell where this movie's going, and I thought this movie was actually well written because of these certain plot points that happened in this movie, and it was only a matter of time until Dr. Lewis finally realizes uh, that Murray and the rest of the small community were lying to him because they wanted him to stay, and they'll do anything. They were desperate to have a doctor because there was no doctor to take care of the people that were there.
Hmm.
So that set a lot of things up in this movie. And like I said, this was well written, and the tone was played out very well as well. It was lighthearted. The comedy was used well. It was naturally funny, and I like it wasn't
Yeah,
forced.
yeah.
And when comedy is forced, it tends to suck the life out of me. And I'm glad this movie didn't do that. It was just natural. And there were a lot of funny moments in this movie, some chuckle moments, but there were a couple of moments where I was just completely almost lost it. That part where the three of them were sleeping in the bed. Don't worry, I won't spoil anything else in this movie. You just have to see it to know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't
It
remember the
is a
movie at
great
all now.
watch. It's fun, it's entertaining. It's not going to win any big awards, but it's still enjoyable to watch. Out of 100, I would rate this movie a 75. So I will recommend this movie to anyone who wants to see a really good lighthearted comedy film.
Yeah,
And
I
if
suppose
you
I would.
already saw this movie, what did you think about it? Feel free to comment below. Let me know. And also, you can hit that subscribe button down below this video to get Mick rocked.
Yeesh. I really put the emphasis on that. Mick rocked. Yeah, so that was my reaction to the Grand Seduction, starring Gordon Pinsent and Taylor Kitsch. Yeah, I always thought that was a very underrated movie, and I thought I gave it a pretty good score in my opinion. Some people don't like that word, but hey, it is what it is. So we're about close to 10 minutes in, and now on this episode 11 of the Rock Out Wild Show, we will get into some on this day in music and wrestling. But first, some film and television history. So let's share screen, present, and let's look at some things that happened on this day on March 12th in film and television history. So, what do we have in store? Let's see. Going back in all the way in 1896, the first movie in the Netherlands, and I'm probably going to uh, pronounce this wrong, so I'm going to leave it as is and just highlight it right there. It's spelled Kalmar, VERSTR 220. I am not going to try to pronounce that, but let's move on. Helen Hayes Theater. In 1912, Helen Hayes Theater, Little Theater, opens at 240 West 44th Street in New York City. Actress Helen Hayes. Let's see. In 1919, George Bernard Shaw's comedy play Augustus Does His Bits premieres in New York City. In 1964, 6 Grammy Awards. Days of Wine and Roses, Barbra Streisand wins 2 awards for singer, songwriter, and actress. In 1964, WKAB TV Channel 32 in Montgomery, Alabama, ABC begins broadcasting. In 1973, Rowan and Martin's Laugh in the Last airs on NBC TV. In 1982, PLO chief Yasser Arafat appears on Nightline. And the People's Choice Awards in 1985, Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep win Motion Picture, and Tom Selleck, Joan Collins, and Linda Evans win TV. In 1989, 15th People's Choice Award, Dustin Hoffman and Meryl Streep win Dramatic Motion Picture, and Bill Cosby, oh Jesus, and Felicia Rashad win TV. In 1992, Rock for the Rainforest benefit concert held at Carnegie Hall, New York City. I probably pronounced that wrong. Performers include Sting, Elton John, James Taylor, Natalie Cole, and Don Henley. In 1993, Cleveland radio station WMMS FM 101.7 is bought by Disney. In 1993, also in 93, Entertainment Tonight's 3000th show. And that show is still going on. In 2002, animated film Ice Age, directed by Chris Wedge and Carlos Saldana, with voices by Dennis Leary and John Leguizamo, premieres. In 2002, U.S. crime series The Shield, starring Michael Chiklis, premieres on FX. Big fans, if there's any fans of the show The Shield. In 2012, The Hunger Games, directed by Francis Lawrence and starring Jennifer Lawrence, premiered in Los Angeles. Wow, that movie came out that long ago. Holy smokes. In 2017, Irene Sankoff and David Hines' musical drama Come From Away opens at Scotiafield Theater, New York City. In 2019, dozens charged in U.S. college admission scandal by U.S. federal prosecutors, including actress Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman. I remember a little bit of that. In 2023, which was only a couple of years ago, 95th Academy Awards, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, Best Film, Best Director, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheisenhardt, I think that's how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Michelle Yeoh, second woman of color to win Best Actress. Brendan Fraser, Best Actor. And that is pretty much it for film and television for March 12th. Now let's look at some stuff that happened on this day in March 12th, on this day in wrestling history. And if there's any wrestling fans here, on this day in 1991, the Iron Sheik returned to the WWF, debuting his Colonel Mustafa gimmick at the WWF Challenge tapings from Biloxi, Mississippi. These tapings were aired after WrestleMania VII, where Mustafa was aligned with Sergeant Slaughter and General Adnan to form the Triangle of Terror faction. In 1993, in the first ever Eastern Championship Wrestling, before it was known as Extreme Championship Wrestling, the television tapings, Superfly Jimmy Snuka defeated Glenn Osborne in a tournament final for the vacant ECW World Television Championship. In the year 2000, at the final ECW Living Dangerously pay-per-view in Danbury, Connecticut, Super Crazy pinned Rhino to win the vacant ECW World Television Champion in a tournament final. Mike Awesome retained the ECW World Heavyweight Championship against Kid Cash. In 2002, Maven defeated Al Snow for the WWF Hardcore title at the SmackDown tapings in Cleveland, Ohio. In 2004, Kensuke Sasuke won the IWGP World Championship from Hiroshima Tazan in Tokyo, Japan, and I probably butchered those names to Kingdom Come. In 2006, Christian Cage retained the NWA World Heavyweight Championship against Monty Brown in the main event of TNA Destination from Orlando, Florida. Christopher Daniels won the NWA X Division title, defending AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, defeating in an Ultimate X three-way match. Abyss, Chris Harris, James Storm, and Jeff Jarrett defeated Brother Devon, Brother Ray, Rhino, and Ron Killings in an 8-man war match. In 2016, Triple H retained the WWE Championship against Dean Ambrose at a WWE Roadblock show in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The event was originally booked to be a house show called March to WrestleMania, live from Toronto, and was made available to WWE Network subscribers. Other notable matches on the card included Brock Lesnar defeating Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper in a 2-on-1 handicap match. The New Day retained the WWE Tag Team Championships against the League of Nations, Sheamus and King Barrett, and Charlotte Flair retained the WWE Divas title against Natalya in the last televised defense of the title before it was retired at WrestleMania the following month. In 2018, the build-up to WrestleMania XXX IV was in full gear on WWE Raw from Detroit, Michigan. After Universal Champion Brock Lesnar failed to show up, Roman Reigns made some serious claims to WWE Chairman Vince McMahon, which resulted in storyline suspension for the number one contender. Also, Braun Strowman won the main event battle royal, and Finn Balor defeated Seth Rollins. And some notable wrestling birthdays on March 12th, we got Eric Stevens, Kenta, Nydia, Ricky Ortiz, Little Guido, and Mae Young from 1923. God rest her soul. Now let's look at some stuff that happened in music. So we got the saxophone player here to kick things off. Jazz great Charlie Parker passed away on this day on March 12th, 1955. Saxophonist Charlie Parker, considered the father of modern jazz, died at the age of only 34 years old in New York City. Nicknamed Bird, Parker was born in Kansas City and in the mid-1940s became the main instigator of a revolutionary and highly influential new jazz style called bebop. In addition to penning a variety of jazz standards, including Yardbird Suite, Confirmation, and Scrapple from the Apple, Bird was revered for his innovative approach to phrasing and rhythm. In 2013, Bob Dylan was voted into the American Academy of Arts and Letters. He was the first rock star to be admitted as a member of the elite institution, joining the likes of writer Ezra Pound and jazz musician Duke Ellington. Unsure of whether to acknowledge him for his words or music, the Academy elected to recognize him as its honorary member as they did with earlier inductees Martin Scorsese and Meryl Streep. In 1967, the Velvet Underground and Nico released their self-titled debut. Though now regarded as a landmark album that launched art rock, it was initially ignored by the critics, shunned by radio stations, and sold poorly. In 2022, Stereophonics scored their 8th UK #1 with their 25th anniversary album, Ucha. That's right, it's Ucha. The feat tied them with Oasis, REM, and Taylor Swift for the most chart-topping albums on the chart. In 1969, the Temptations began their first Motown act to win a Grammy Award with Cloud Nine, an early example of psychedelic soul. The song, which won for Best Rhythm and Blues Group Performance, peaked at #2 on the US charts and marked the debut of lead singer Dennis Edwards, who replaced David Ruffin. In 1988, Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Get You Down. That song, yeah, you all know that song. That began a 2-week run at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The British singer's debut single also topped the US K-pop charts. And in 2021, Judy Garland's Somewhere Over the Rainbow, Way Up High. I know, I sound terrible. So, with that said, 2001, Judy Garland's Over the Rainbow was voted the Song of the Century in a US-based poll. And we got some birthdays here that happened in March 12th. We got Leonard Chess, co-founder of Chess Records, Al Jarreau, Liza Minnelli, James Taylor, Bill Payne from Little Feat, Graham Coxon from Blur, and Pete Doherty from the Libertines' Baby Shambles. So that's the things that happened on this day. Some of the highlights in music. And I do believe I have a little bit of time left. Let's go over some stuff with the horoscopes. And we will start with the horoscope. It takes place roughly around this time. It's March 12th. So we got Pisces. March 3rd, 2025, as of this recording. All right, close the message. So let's look at the horoscope for Pisces for March 3rd, as I am recording this. And it says, things regarding love and romance may be a bit dicey for you. You may find that you have to make a few adjustments in order to remain on the same page as your loved ones. Neither one of you may feel like taking the lead at this time, causing some hesitation in the relationship. While each of you is trying to second guess the other, confusion is likely to reign. So that's your Pisces horoscope. For Aquarius, when it comes to love and romance, things are definitely in your favor. The things to be aware of today is that there might be some manipulation on the part of someone close to you. Take care that someone else's need for freedom isn't negatively affecting your relationship. Communication is key in order to maintain a healthy romance at any level. I agree with that one particular thing right there that says communication is key. Let's look at Capricorn. And for Capricorn, you're quite sure of yourself and solid about many things except one. When it comes to romantic relationships, You feel a bit unsure and inadequate. It could be that you're indecisive about how you proceed. There's a strong urge to take charge, but also a tendency to slow things down and let others take the lead. Figure out your needs before you make a long-term plans with others. So that's your horoscope for Capricorn. And we'll actually go backwards with some of these. I will skip, I will probably skip some of these and go to, if anyone has any birthdays in Cancer. Let's see. All right. People may be wondering how to proceed while you're off doing your own thing. Don't go into one direction and leave someone else behind. In matters regarding love and romance, you may have to slow down and communicate with your partner. Take the lead and try not to get slowed down by other people's indecisiveness. You know which direction to go, so go there. And that is for Cancer for June 21st to July 22nd. And I'll look at Gemini. Things should be going well for you in the love and romance department, but you could find that today things get a bit tenuous. While you want things to be clear and planned out, it could be that your partner longs for more freedom and spontaneity. Tension may result in if either party becomes too set in their ways. The tension may arise when another partner wants to take the lead. So that's some of the things for your zodiac sign. Again, that's something you can also look up. If I didn't go over your horoscope, you can always find it here at horoscope.com/us/horoscopes/general. And that is almost all the time I'm going to have. And I'm going to stop share for now. Now, I did mention that I had something that was outside the box, but I will save that for another episode. And I will end with the main event of this very episode. That is episode 11 of the Rock Out Wild Show, with the title of this video. If you didn't know, Nonpoint is my favorite band of all time. They're a new metal band that started out in the late 90s, and they're still going on today. There are 10 albums in, and they have some EPs that came around after that. Now, back in 2014, I'd done a list similar to this where I ranked my top 40 favorite songs by Nonpoint, but now that 11 years have passed and more albums and more songs came out, I think now is the right time, and it's a good idea to update that list. And I've actually extended it by a little bit. Here is my top 50 Nonpoint songs of all time. Kicking things off at number 50 is El Diablo. This song is a song that is off their album The Poison Red. Number 49, Pins and Needles. At number 48 is Everybody Down. Number 47, The Same. At number 46, Any Advice. At number 45, Breaking Skin. Number 44, Never Cared Before. At number 43, Paper Tigers. At number 42, Dodge Your Destiny. And then number 41 is Divided, Conquer Them. At number 40, Done It Anyway. Number 39, Change Your Mind. Number 38, Hide and Seek. Number 37, Miracle. And number 36, My Trip. And number 35 is Ashes. And number 34, Wrong Before. Hey, that rhymes. At number 33 is My Last Dying Breath. At number 32, Explain Yourself. At number 31 is Development. Coming in at number 30 on this countdown, it is Radio Course. Number 29, Another Mistake. At number 28, it is Wheel Against Will. Number 27, Left for You. And number 26 is Empty Batteries. Number 25 is Promises. Coming in at number 24 is Victim. At number 23, The Longest Beginning and the Shortest Ending. That's right, I am combining two songs there. At number 22 on this list, The Truth. And at number 21 is A Million Watts. A million watts when the beat drops. Now we got 20 songs left. Kicking things off at number 20 is the only way I know how to kick off the top 20, and that is Lights, Camera, Action. At number 19, it is Fix This. At number 18, it is Ruthless. At number 17, International Crisis. Coming in at number 16 is Passive Aggressive. At number 15, Explain Myself. Coming in at number 14 is That Day. Number 13 on this list, Be Enough. At number 12, Wait. And at number 11, I Don't Care. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. And now we got 10 songs left. Coming in at number 10 is the last track on their album Development. It is Mint. At number 9 on this list is the title track to their album, and probably their best album, To the Pain. Coming in at number 8, Your Signs. At number 7, probably one of the most popular songs, Alive and Kicking. At number 6 on this list is another very popular Nonpoint song, that is What a Day. Number 5 is a song from their album Miracle, that is Frontlines. At number 4 on this list, Generation Idiots. And that song is from their album The Poison Red. And again, it's one of their more popular ones. And now we got the top 3. At number 3, it's a cover song. Originally done by Phil Collins, and they done their own version. It is In the Air Tonight. At number 2, the runner-up position, my second favorite Nonpoint song of all time, it is Chaos and Earthquakes. And my number 1 favorite Nonpoint song of all time, it is Bullet with a Name. And that is my top 50 Nonpoint songs of all time. So, 34, oh great, 34 minutes in, and I think that'll do it for episode 11 of the Rock Out Wild Show, and I'm going to leave you with a quote. Once again, the time you spend with your family is truly precious. It's those moments of togetherness that you create lasting memories and strengthen the bonds that hold you all together. Cherish every laugh, every hug, every shared meal, for these are the moments that truly matter. Embrace the love and support that surrounds you, and know that you are truly blessed to have such wonderful people in your life. Take the time to appreciate the simple joys of being with your family, for these moments are what make life truly meaningful. This was episode 11 of the Rock Out Wild Show. I am your host, just Mike. And on a final note, to all of you watching and listening to this around the world, get plenty of rest and always do your best.